We've got the midterms, and they're coming up just about 7 months. This is obviously, everybody's been talking about this because we all know what basically Democrats are doing. Some of them are just not running again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the 2020 election seemed like the left just loved to use the phrase riding Biden.
Yeah.
Well, now they could call it sliding Biden as his approval rating continues to crater. He's down below where Dick Cheney was after he shot someone.
Yeah, I think a Quinnipiac poll, he's at 33%.
Yeah, not good.
No, not good.
And it hasn't been good for a while. And even with, our Vice President Kamala Harris, her ratings also down.
Yeah. Yeah,
she's not even favored to be the next person if Biden decides not to run
But
again.
I say, put her on the stage. Put her out in front of everybody. It will solidify Republican victories for the next half century.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's talk more about this. Let's go to Cheryl Chumley, who is standing by for us. Good morning, Cheryl.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Yeah, of course. Great to have you. So as the midterms approach, take a look at this headline from Politico saying Biden's dismal poll numbers imperil Dem Senate control. We're in Nevada. A recent Suffolk University poll had the president's approval rating at only 35%. Quinnipiac, I think, had it at 33%. Cheryl, what does this mean? I mean, what are the demos that Biden is losing in?
Well, the youth vote is fleeing him. If you look at this week's Quinnipiac and Gallup polls, they both show that Biden has lost double-digit favor with Gen Z, 21-point slide since he took office. And, that's a trend that we're seeing in all polls. It's not just this recent week. It's been for months now. He's also losing favor with Hispanics, Latino votes, and losing favor with Asians. And when you look at just the youth vote alone, that's very significant because it was the youth who actually fueled his win in several key battleground states. And, he won 53% in some polls of the youth vote versus in 2016, they went largely for Republican candidates or stayed home. So this is a trend that should be very worrisome for Democrats.
Well, I mean, and what was that on the heels of, hey, we're going to cancel your student loan debt. And now they've come out and said, we're not going to cancel it. And now Jen Psaki has already backtracked again and said, we're going to consider this. I mean, the fact that Democratic candidates who campaigned hard for Joe Biden won on his coattails of turnout, are now distancing themselves? I mean, what does this do for the structure of the Democratic Party and their fundraising?
Yeah, they're facing a lot of troubles right now. Independents, youth, Latinos, a lot of their core voting blocs. And look, part of the reason youth in particular came out to vote for Biden was because of concerns about COVID. Well, it's that same COVID weary that youth and some in the Hispanic communities are facing right now. And if Joe Biden can't bring down inflation, and if Joe Biden can't do the kitchen table issues properly that address the concerns of these key voting blocs, Democrats as a whole are going to lose big in the midterms.
Yeah, I think President Biden over the week said in New Hampshire, he says, America, we're as healthy, as we've ever been, and almost like nothing to see here, no worries, we're doing great. But if you look at inflation, you look at gas prices, you look at all of this. We were talking about student loans because he ran as a moderate, but we've got the AOCs of the world saying no, we should be forgiving student loans. What do you think? Do you think that maybe he's going to cave to what some of the progressives want?
I think he actually has to throw some bones out there to help the Democrat Party, to be honest. And what do Democrats have but entitlements and giveaways? Because if you look at what they stand for, it deviates big time from what American voters actually want in their political leaders. By and large, most Americans are traditional. And that's why you're seeing such backlash against the Democrat Party with things like the LGBTQ movement and Disney and so forth. So Democrats have to do something and in order to capture these youthful voters again. And of course, free college giveaways, that's where they're going to put their efforts.
Well, we also saw in that same soundbite that they were just playing on as B-roll on the side of you just now, he gave a speech where he said, we're going to do all green vehicles for the military. It's like, what, are you going to pull your tank over and plug it into some outlet in the next war zone? Like, what, we do a timeout? Like this, he's now trying to reshore up the Green New Deal people, no?
Yeah, he is. And that really is missing the mark, though, because if you look at polls, the big concerns to American voters across all voting blocs are, of course, the economy. There's still some lagging distrust of government over Afghanistan. There's bitterness there. And if you look at what Joe Biden is focusing on, he's missing the mark about what concerns Americans across all walks of life. Youth, in particular, have lost their youth because of COVID clampdowns. And I think there's a lot of bitterness among these younger voters. And as they're entering the workforce, they're finding that they can't afford to live on their own. Food prices are outrageous, gas prices. So there's going to be a lot of backlash there.
Absolutely. Cheryl Chumley, thank you so much for joining us. She's also the Humanics author of Lockdown. So get that book if you don't have it. Cheryl, have a great day. Thank you.